Once your child's in school, we ensure that every teacher that works with your child and every support member of staff that works with your child has in-service training. And we look at the classroom environment, we look at teaching and learning styles, we look at best use of equipment, whether it's the hearing aids, and that they are checked every morning. FM systems, Roger systems are checked every morning, and that children learn to self-advocate. This is something I feel very strongly about, that if your child's moving into a new class, I take the whole class and we talk about deaf-friendly classrooms, we talk about the rights and responsibilities of children, and your child is co-presenting with me. And we allow the other children to listen through a stethoscope to a hearing aid. We talk about how they can be good listening friends in the classroom, they can be good shoulder partners, that they can create a quiet listening environment when the teacher's talking, how best to work in a group situation, how best to work in the open area, and how best to work in the dinner hall, the playground, the whole school environment, so that every part of your child's day is thought about, reflected upon, to make sure that they have the best listening environment that we can give them and the best learning experience that they can have. So we do that year on year on year, all the way through primary. By the time it gets to primary 6, 7, I start to encourage our deaf children to take responsibility for training, visiting people in the school, for providing training to supply teachers. So with support and encouragement, they're beginning to take that role on for themselves, always with us in the background to ensure that they're confident. The whole purpose of this is to make sure that your child, as they get older, can advocate for themselves. They're confident to say, I need this because I have a hearing loss. Will you please do that because I have a hearing loss? And to find a solution for the problem, not a problem in itself. Everything I do right from the age of 2 is to ensure that their deafness is not something that's ignored or swept under the carpet. It's something that we talk about, it's something that we discuss, because the children at nursery are often the children that go all the way through school with them. So these children really need to have the same knowledge and skill set as the staff that the children are being taught by. So their pals, their friends that they come across as they get older, and if this is working, you will hear them say, oh, you can't put James there because he won't hear in that seat because the light is behind him, he won't be able to lip read you, you need to sit here, our group need to go out here. In several situations, one particular boy was in a classroom that had a bifolding door, so you had 2 classes together, about 50 children in one space. So the classroom teachers and I negotiated that he had a group table slightly out of the classroom on through a door, and they were left by that stage to take responsibility as a group to work together where the listening conditions were better. But the decision to go out and use that space was down to the young deaf child at that point. So you're really hoping to get to a point where our deaf children are informing the staff about their needs, that they're quite clear about what they need. I mean, for deaf children, they have to know how they learn best. They have to use technology, they have to be well informed themselves, and they have to learn to become confident about what their learning needs are. And I think that's really important. And that's a long, slow process. And it's a cultural shift from when I started teaching deaf children to now, that these deaf children that I've been working with across the authority, you see them grow and flourish. And you see they have a solution-focused idea of how to make their learning environment better. So that's a very empowering thing for our deaf youngsters. What we want to make sure is that they know what their needs are and that they can communicate that effectively and politely to the adults and the community within which they're in school. That certainly becomes the case in secondary school, where the world opens up to a lot of teachers, changes of classes, a much bigger environment. And again, I think with the support of National Deaf Children's Society, with the support of good audiology, with good equipment, and usually a well-informed support staff in the secondary school that I work closely with to make sure that the children have a voice, that they know who to go to, they know if something isn't working for them, they know how to get a solution for that. By secondary, my deaf pupils across the authority regularly email me with either a celebration of something that's gone really well or a concern about a particular aspect of their teaching and learning. And it's my job then to pick up on that information, go back to the school and find a way around that problem, find a solution for that problem. That might be a change of class, it might be a change of position within the class, or it might be more training for that member of staff to adapt their teaching and learning style to make sure it suits that child.